Hey guys, I'm back. It is Mama Two Life of One, and we are back with another top 10 video. If this is your first time clicking on any of my videos, thank you guys so much for doing that. I don't know what got you. Was it the bright white shirt? Was it the locks? Whatever it was that brought you here, I thank you. I'm a content creator, I'm an influencer, I'm a mommy, a wife, and I always say my little tagline is that uh, words are my business because I write, I edit, I'm a public speaker, I'm an avid reader, I've written book reviews, I've written a novel, I also edit manuscripts for other people. I love almost anything to do with words. And I like to talk, obviously, as you can tell. And some of my videos are top 10. Some of them are recaps of TV shows I'm watching. I'm actually going to do a recap and review of the newest season of Bridgerton because I absolutely love that show. So that'll be coming soon. But I want to give everybody a chance to watch it. And I think I may wait until the second part of season 3 drops before I start that. But you don't want to hear anything about that. If you saw my last video I posted, I talked about my top 10 R&B songs by male solo artists. This video, my top 10 R&B songs from male groups. Now there is something going around. I think it's Apple that put out an article of like the top 100 best albums ever. And so a lot of content creators have made their own top 10 list of their absolute favorite albums. And in watching some of those videos, I was reminded that I don't listen to a lot of new stuff. Any album that I would put on my list of top 10 favorite or albums where I don't have to skip around a lot, all of those albums for the most part came out in the 90s, early 2000s. My brain apparently, music-wise, is permanently stuck in that era, which I'm not ashamed about, but I don't know if I'm going to necessarily do that kind of list of my top favorite albums just because I feel like it would be kind of dated. But who knows? We'll see. But top 10 R&B songs, male groups. Okay. So last time I did this in order of like when the songs came out. I'm not necessarily going to do that this time. We're just going to get started. The first song is called I Will Be There. It came out in 1996, and the album is 112. Self-titled, the very first album from the group 112. Now, any of you know me personally, you cannot be at all surprised that I have 112 on this list. I used to be a huge fan of 112 to the point where when I was in college, when I was a freshman, took a public speaking class where I had to give an informational speech on whatever. And in that class, I was the only black person. And so I assumed that my classmates had no idea who 112 was. So I did my whole informational speech on 112. I had a poster of them hanging behind me. And I also showed one of their music videos to end my my speech. And I talked about how they were founded. I talked about, how they got their start, why I love them. And so 112 is just big for me. And if you're not familiar with I Will Be There, it's track 13 from their first album, but they're known obviously for Cupid, for Peaches and Cream, for Dance With Me, for all kinds of songs. And so I'm going to read a lyric from that song. Like I said, this is track 13. And I will say this on their album, their first album, I Will Be There, and another song called This Is Your Day, the track 17, were my favorite songs on the album. Both of the songs are a little less than 5 minutes, and when the album first came out, I was still in high school. And what I would do was when I would wake up to catch the bus and take my shower, eat breakfast and all that stuff, I would set my alarm for 10 minutes earlier than I needed to. And then what I would do is when the song like right before I left for school, I would let those two songs play every single morning, and I would just sit on my bed and listen to them because I loved them as much as I did. And it was great. A lot of memories. It's just a really beautiful, beautiful song. And so one of them are, I know it's kind of hard to get over someone and try to start a new relationship. No need to rush because you have all the time in the world. Right now, let's focus on how we can make you happy. And if you watch my last video, you know that I'm purposely not singing any of these songs because I'm not trying to get flagged by YouTube for singing a song that I have no permission singing. So we're going to leave it at that. And these songs are in no particular order. These are just songs that kind of came to my head that I can listen to on repeat that are just beautiful, beautiful songs. So the second song is called All Alone, also came out in 1996. Album is called Drew Hill. So this is let's say solo, the first album of the group Drew Hill, a quartet from Baltimore, Maryland, known for their songs Tell Me and Beauty and In My Bed and Five Steps. And this song, I want to say Woody in the group, he starts off the song. And I feel like for most of the singles that came out, we mainly know Cisco and we mainly know Jazz, who's the heavyset one. Nokia was just there looking pretty. I'm assuming he produced a lot of songs. But Woody starts off this song and it's like, oh, Woody can sing. Good to know. Had no idea. So pretty. Like the harmony in Drew Hill is really harmony, a really good harmony will get me, will just kind of hit me in a special place. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that was, it just hits me. I'm going to stay to myself so that no one else can find me. That's what I'm going to do, my baby love, if I can't have you. And that's basically what the whole song is about. Since you left me, I've been steady crying, and I'm going to just live my life alone because if I don't have you, what's the point? I'm not going to waste time with no other person. I know nobody's going to love me the way that you love me. So since you're gone, I'm just going to be alone. That's just it. And it's interesting to hear a man say that because, and obviously, he's just kind of begging this woman to come back because that's what it was in the 90s. It was a bunch of men begging the women to come back because they did something wrong. Same old, same old. The next song, okay, I have to say about this group, I feel like they are so terribly underrated. I feel like so many people don't know who they are, but their first album was fantastic. And I still have physical CDs in my car, and this is a CD I come back to all the time because it is one of those albums that I mentioned earlier that are, at least for me, no skips anywhere on this album. The song is called I'm Sorry. It came out in 1995, and the debut album of this group is the name of the group, Solo. If you've never heard of Solo, pause my video, stay on YouTube, put in Solo Cupid or Solo Where Do You Want Me to Put It? Or Solo Heaven. Heaven and Where Do You Want Me to Put It were the two singles that they had for their first album. They are heavily influenced by Sam Cooke. I believe one or more of the members of the group were related to Sam Cooke. They were like a distant nephew or cousin or something like that. So on their album, all of their interludes are Sam Cooke songs. And they're just beautiful. It's kind of jazzy, but still R&B-ish. And there's something about a song that either has sorry in the title or fly in the title. That I'm just kind of a sucker for that. And I have no idea where that came from. But I'm sorry on that album. The whole album is really good. If you've never heard the solo album, their first album, beautiful. It's straight through, start to finish, great album. But the lyrics are, if there's one thing I realize now that I didn't realize before, you must really love me, and now you can't seem to take no more. Again, as a man who done did something wrong, and he's basically just apologizing to this woman. And the chorus is like, you can believe that I'm sorry, but I know that sorry don't change a thing. But I'll still get on my knees and beg you to forgive me. So even if you don't take it, it's not going to take away the hurt, obviously, but I'm still going to beg you to at least forgive me. Beautiful song is the song and the album. Like, please do yourself a favor. If you do not know who Solo is, look up or purchase or whatever, buy on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever. Solo first album, 1995. Perfect. The next song is called Till You Do Me Right. It also came out in 1995. The album is called Reflections, and the group is After Seven. Again, my mind and my heart permanently implanted in the 90s when it comes to R&B music. If you do not know who After Seven is, if you are not in my generation, if you're younger, or if you're a lot older, or if you're not in my culture, and you're like, what the heck is After Seven? If you're familiar with the music phenom that is Babyface, writer, producer, singer, one of the co-founders of LaFace Records. Babyface comes from a family of singers. And after seven, the group is made up of his cousin, whose name I can't remember right now, and two brothers, Melvin, rest in peace, and Kevon, I believe, Edmonds. Kevon, Melvin, and Babyface all wrote this song, Till You Do Me Right. And one thing I love about this song is that I feel like it's a different take, right? A lot of times it's the man saying, I know I did something wrong, so I apologize. I know I did something wrong, but please, baby, come back to me. I won't do it again. Or, hey, you got to forgive me. This is what a man do. Like it's always kind of them playing the victim, even though they're not really the victim. This song is really the man playing the victim. And I just love anytime an artist is creative with the way they're telling somebody to kick rocks or they're almost cursing somebody out, but they're not really using curse words. I love when people are creative when they do that. And basically, he's saying, or they're saying, so you do me right. Well, I'll read the lyrics. I gave my world to you. You said it's not enough. There are a lot of other lyrics, but I just took this part out. Till you do me right, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't even want to hear you speak my name. Now that's my kind of carrying on, because if I don't care for you, don't you dare let my name come out of your mouth. You have lost that right. You have absolutely no business saying my name. You have no business being in my presence. No, I shouldn't cross your mind at all because you messed this up. So now you don't get the privilege of thinking about me and allowing me to be in any part of your hemisphere. It is a great song just because I just like the energy behind it. And I like how it's different having the man say this to a woman. I just love that. The next song, this is number 5. It's called Never Should Have Let You Go. Came out in 1993. And the album is Faithful. The artist is High Five. Again, if you're not my generation, you may be very unfamiliar with High Five. They were a short lived group. I think they had at least 3 albums, but I only know of maybe 3 or 4 singles, so they weren't a one hit wonder necessarily. They had at least like 3 or 4 songs. The most popular song was The Kissing Game. I like the way you kiss me when we're playing the kissing game. That's probably one of the most famous songs. But this song, Never Should Have Let You Go, is things from their third album. And it's just pretty. Again, it's the harmony that always kind of gets me. And I've actually been watching this video almost once a week for the past like 6 weeks. It's just been in my head for whatever reason. And it's just so pretty to me. And the lead singer, Tony Thompson, has a gorgeous voice. He, RIP to him, passed away several years ago. But it's a really beautiful song. Just when I found someone who could love me like the way that I need, I acted the fool and pushed her away from me. So again, some man done did something wrong to a woman, and he's like, I'll be thinking about you every day, and I never should have let you go. But reading the lyrics, it's like, technically, you didn't let her go. You pushed her away from you when she left. Because if you did all that stuff to her, more than likely, you ain't the one that broke up with her. She's the one that broke up with you. So you didn't really let her go. Like you gave her permission to leave. You did all this stuff and caused her to let you go and just pushed her away. Men don't never learn from their mistakes. Some do, but back in the 90s, none of them learned because they all sung about the same stuff for the most part. I just was looking at my list. Literally every song is from the 90s except for one. Again, my mind does not know how to graduate past maybe 2002 when it comes to music. It's just stopped right then and there for some reason. Next song is called Come Inside, 1993. The album is called Intro. The group is called Intro. Intro, I don't know if I would consider them a one hit wonder. I think I would only because the only other song that most people are familiar with is they did a remake or their own rendition of Ribbon in the Sky. Now, because Ribbon in the Sky isn't their initial song or their song actually, I feel like I can safely say that technically they're a one hit wonder. Come Inside was original for them. I feel like you really shouldn't include remakes because, like, that's all you have. So many people, I'm sure, have redone Ribbon in the Sky. Their version is top notch though. And Stevie Wonder's in the video, so obviously he gave permission for them to do it. So it's like he's giving his own personal stamp on it. Their version of Rhythm in the Sky is phenomenal. Again, it's the harmonies. They have a video, so definitely look into that if you don't know about it. They are a trio. Come Inside is one of those songs that if you live in an area with an urban radio market, you know that every night at 8, 9 o'clock, you'll hear, You're now listening to The Quiet Storm, or some variation of that, where they're playing all of the love making, sexy, sensual music at night when people are driving or people are like hugged up with their boo. They're playing that kind of music at mainly at night when it's dark outside, right? And it's always some version of Quiet Storm, the love hour, the love whatever. This is one of those songs they most likely played every single night because Come Inside is the double entendre. I shouldn't necessarily have to explain more than that, but basically he's saying, let me come inside, let me come to your house, let me also be ushered into you. Trying to be very PC with how I say this, but everyone who watches me is an adult, so you guys know what come inside means. We don't have to rehash it. The lyric, I wanna slip and slide, dip and dive, do everything to make it all right tonight. Just let me come inside. And self-explanatory. But beautiful song nonetheless. Very slow, very sensual. It just makes you feel sexy. And so the version they play on the radio is about 3.5, 4 minutes. The album version is about 9 minutes long. So it's one of those, and there aren't a lot of songs like that anymore that like are really long, but it is one of those songs that you need to play all the way through. Back in the day, people would make I'm trying to think, what was that movie? Brown Sugar. You have seen Brown Sugar with Tay Diggs, Anthony Lathan, and Nicole Ari Parker, and Morris Culture, and most of Tay Diggs references a deluxe Get the Draws tape. Back in the day, and I'm pretty sure people don't do this anymore, back in the day, men or women would make a tape or a CD with all of the lovemaking songs because it was a big deal back in the day to have a soundtrack when you were getting busy with someone. When you're getting busy, when you're making out, you put in that CD, you put in that tape, and normally it was music that you taped from the radio, and it was a compilation of all your favorite love songs, again, from the Love Hour or the Quiet Storm or whatever your radio show was called in your area. And people would just play it when they were having sex, when they were making out. It was just their personal soundtrack. This is one of those songs that would be on that soundtrack because it has all the elements that you need to set the mood. The next song, this is number 7, You Send Me Swinging, 1993. The album from the Mint Factory. The group is Mint Condition. I feel like when people are talking about great R&B groups, a lot of times people forget about Mint Condition, not because they weren't great, not because they didn't have multiple albums and multiple singles. I just think sometimes they get lost in the sauce when we talk about all of these other artists. And I think because with all these other groups, at least for me, when I think about the 112s, the Jagged Edges, the Drew Hills, even the Jodeci's, I feel like we saw them a little bit more to the point where we knew the names of the people in the group, right? In Mint Condition, the only name that I still know is Stokely Carmichael, who was the lead singer. I don't, and the one guy in the group that was married to Tony Braxton at one point, still don't even know that band's name. I just know he's married to Tony Braxton. That's it. But I also think their sound was a little bit different from everybody else. It was still traditional R&B, but again, we had some combination of jazz and there was a little scat in some of the songs. And a lot of people love their song Pretty Brown Eyes, which I like as well. Another song is What Kind of Man Would I Be, which is also a pretty song. But You Send Me Swinging, I don't know what it is about that particular song, but that is my favorite song of theirs. And I think it's just the way Stokely is singing it, really. I don't think it's even the lyrics. But the lyrics I wrote down are, When I'm with you, I fall deeper in love. This feeling is the one thing my heart is sure of. And I do like that lyric. I just think it's really sweet. It's like no matter what's happening in the world, I could be confused about a lot of things right now. But one thing my heart is sure of is how I feel about you. That's one thing that I have no doubt about, that I'm not questioning. Everything else in my life is topsy turvy, but the way my heart feels about you, that's never going to change. It's like, oh, love it. Number 8. The song is called Written All Over Your Face. Came out in 1991 from the album Rude Awakening. The artists, the Rude Boys, and Gerald Levert. Now, Gerald Levert, if you're my generation old, you know who he is, obviously. For the people who may be younger, Gerald Levert was, rest in peace, was a singer who was in the group Levert with his brother Sean, and I think it was his cousin. Also the son of Eddie Levert, who was an original founding member of the OJs. Gerald Levert had a beautiful, beautiful voice. He wrote this song for the Rude Boys, and I believe that he sung it with them. I think they are a one-hit wonder. They may have some other songs, perhaps, but "Written All Over Your Face" is the only song that I can directly attribute to them that I know without a shadow of a doubt. Oh yeah, Rude Boys. Wouldn't know them outside of this song. You don't have to say how much you care for me because it's written all over your face. That's basically what the whole song is about. But it's pretty. I like it. It's really smooth. I love Gerald Levert's voice. I feel like he's another person that's kind of underrated in terms of the beauty and the richness of his voice. Number 9, Please Don't Go. Came out in 1991. The album is Cooley High Harmony and the group is Boyz II Men. Now, Boyz II Men is known for Motown Philly, for On Bended Knee, I'll Make Love to You, a lot of other songs. Please Don't Go. Again, another song. Men are just like, please don't go away from me. We can work this out. Whatever I did, I'm sorry. It's something about those songs. I feel like, again, in the 90s, that's pretty much what we heard. Men were singing either about, I'm sorry, please come back to me. or forget you, chick, I ain't want you no way. I'm gonna make sweet passionate love to you. I can't wait. Or I know you got a man, but he ain't like me, so you need to dump him and be with me. It's a lot of that. It's very, very similar themes throughout all of these songs. But I like Please Don't Go. I've always liked this song. Thinking about you each day, I feel I love you. Your love makes my heart spin round and round in a daze. Pretty song. Boyz II Men is great performance. They perform very well live. I've actually never heard them sing this song live, so I don't think it's something that's in their regular repertoire when they perform. But it is a very nice song nonetheless. And Fully High Harmony was their first album, so it was the first time you really get to hear them. If you haven't heard the album, it's actually a pretty good album. The last song is the oldest song on this list. Now, again, I said people who know me personally know that I absolutely love 112 or loved. They're kind of dead to me now. That's a whole nother video, a whole nother story. But I used to love 112. My favorite groups, though, 112 is my favorite. I love them. But whenever I would think about my favorite artist, period, it was always Earth, Wind, and Fire, Marvin Gaye, and The Temptations. Like full stop. My heart, even though I was not born when any of these major songs came out that they came out with, my heart is stuck in Motown. It's stuck in 1960s, 1970s music. Even though I was not a thought at all in that time period, I was born, like my soul was born in like the 50s. And I just, physically, I was born in the 80s, but my soul was like, girl, we've been here before. So this song, I Can't Get Next to You, came out in 1969. The album is Puzzle People and the group is The Temptations. It was hard to pick one Temptation song, honestly. I mean, everybody loves My Girl, but again, when I'm making these lists, I didn't want to pick the most popular song that people know. Because it's like, of course, people like My Girl. Lots of people know that song. I'm sure it's been redone by a lot of people. I'm sure it's been performed at a bunch of different talent shows around the world. So it's like, okay, everybody knows My Girl. I'm not going to pick My Girl. Like, duh, that's not even an option for me. I also love Ain't Too Proud to Beg. That is my song. And it's funny because when the TV movie came out of Temptations, when that song came up, I think I knew some Temptation songs, but not a lot of them. The movie opened my eyes to a lot of songs of theirs that I instantly fell in love with. Ain't Too Proud to Beg was one of them. So when the movie came out on TV, I had a little notebook, and this is before, just how old I am. This is before Google, is before I could actually like research the lyrics to a song. I wrote down, physically wrote down the lyrics to Ain't Too Proud to Beg. And my mother found the notebook and she was like, oh my gosh, when this song first came out, I did the exact same thing. Like, oh, let's have a little bonding moment. That's so cute. But Ain't Too Proud to Beg is a great song. And it's led by David Ruffin, which is even better because his voice is just, ooh. But I Can't Get Next to You. I like the song because basically every lyric is talking about all of these superpowers that they have. I can make the seasons change just by waving my hand. I can change anything from old to new. I have all of these superpowers, but the one thing I want to do is get next to you, and I can't do that. But it's not explaining why they can't connect to this person. They can't connect to her because she's already taken, because she don't want them, because they done did her dirty. Like it's never clear why they can't get next to her. But I just love that almost all of the songs just about all these superpowers. Like what I wrote down is the thing I want to do the most I'm unable to do. Unhappy am I with all the powers I possess. Because girl, you're the key to my happiness, and I can't get next to you. It's like all I want in this world is you. I have all this other stuff. None of this stuff matters. I just want you, and I can't get next to you. But it's a great song, and I like that I picked it because every other song on here, for the most part, is a slow song. I Can't Get Next to You is not. It's more of a mid-tempo song, and I know some people, like one of my best friends, hates mid-tempo songs. That is not her jam. She's like, give it fast or give it slow. I don't even know in between. I think I Can't Get Next to You is more of a mid-tempo song, but I really, really enjoy that song, and I like the fact that again on this list it's the only mid-tempo song. Everything else is slow. So that is my list, you guys, for top 10 R&B songs from male groups. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I introduced you to some artists that you're not familiar with. And I hope that you guys learned something new, that maybe you're inspired to go to YouTube or go to Spotify or Apple Music, whatever, and find some of these songs. Link below, not link, but comment below any songs that you guys like, specifically from R&B groups. I know I didn't talk about Jodeci. I didn't talk about Shy. I didn't talk about Silk. There are songs from them that I like. And I was thinking about Silk. And I was like, I like their songs. I like Meeting in My Bedroom. I like, Freak Me. I know it's a popular song, but none of their songs like really hit me like that. I think because as much as I like their songs, it sounded like everything else that came out around that time, at least for me. So, like Shy, I know had Baby, I'm Yours, they had Comforter, and Jodeci obviously has a huge discography. But as much as I like some Jodeci songs, they don't really do it for me like that. I think I actually prefer songs from Casey and JoJo's first duet album more than Jodeci songs. But just list below who you like that I miss, whether it's those three groups or it's some other obscure groups, maybe. Like maybe you're an H Town fan, perhaps. Maybe you were the Jagged Edge fans. I didn't put any Jagged Edge songs, even though I love their second album. But definitely comment below what songs that I said maybe that you're not familiar with that you're going to check out. And if you do check them out, definitely let me know if you like them. If you like the artist, if you like the song, if you listen to the album, let me know if you like them. Tell me who you will put on your particular list. Make sure you like this video, share this video if you'd like, comment, subscribe to my channel. And next time, the video will be my top 10 R&B songs from women, not just women solo artists or women groups, just going to be women, period. So I'll see you guys then. Peace.